Always great chat with my next guest. Cynthia Calvillo is going to be back in action against Jessica Andrade at UFC 266 on September 25th. Cynthia, how's it going?
It's going great. Stoked. It's almost fight time.
Yeah, and props to you. I mean, we talked right when this fight was announced on my other podcast that you actually called for this fight. So now that it's kind of getting closer, how you feeling? Because this is a really big fight in your career.
I feel great. I think preparation went as best as it can. Uh, just having all of my coaches and having a foundation, be able to have consistency with them, especially because it's a new place, new town, new city. So I feel great. I think preparation is, like I said, been perfect.
Yeah, and kind of on that note, like how good is it to have like a real camp? Because, trying to keep track over the years, right? It was AKA for a bit, and then before that it was Alpha Male. And like, I know like you've been kind of, because of the pandemic, having to switch things up, but it seems like everything's really structured this camp. Is that accurate?
Yes, exactly. It's been a little bit wild for me these last 2 years. I felt a little bit lost, didn't really find a place home, anywhere I can call it that. I was able to be consistent to find, good foundation. And I was able to find that here in Las Vegas. I've been here for about a year. So, I've been getting along, putting a good team around me. And man, it's been a long time. This is definitely the best I've ever felt physically and mentally.
Now, I could be wrong here, but I was looking at Jessica's social media. Is she still in Vegas training there? What's the latest?
Yes, she's in here. She's here in Vegas training as well. So we definitely pass each other by at the UFC PI. She does her training at different gyms and some at the PI, and so do I. We just don't do them at the same time.
Are you worried at all about spies? Maybe she's sending someone in there. Are you checking all the Brazilian girls that might come through Extreme and just making sure? Or how you feel about that? Because obviously it is in close quarters.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is what it is. You can't really think about that too much. Unfortunately, the one thing with Las Vegas is because it is a fight capital of the world, you're going to have people coming in through Las Vegas at any times of the year. And sometimes it's going to be people that train with your opponent. Sometimes it's going to be even possibly your opponent. Because I think at one point she had even gone to Extreme. And then I was like, oh, I'm kind of training here. So you might have to go somewhere else. It is what it is. We're still going to train hard. We try to be respectful, and it doesn't matter, at the end of the day, it's going to happen one way or another. You see people who train together, who fight, people who eventually end up training after fighting. So nothing new. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and that sort of happened actually with Cody Stamen. I know Merab Dvalishvili was training there, so Merab had to go over to Syndicate. So it's something that has happened before. And speaking of Cody, he's now training with Aljamain Sterling a bit. So that's kind of neat because they fought a couple of years ago. So just kind of Vegas is the hub,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's exactly what happens out here.
You're fighting another striker. I mean, there's not much, there's no other way to really look at this fight. Jessica's, got some serious power for the weight class. How do you look at this fight when you look at it on paper?
I mean, she is, exactly the fighter that she is. She's like a wrecking ball. You just gotta like fighting Vanderlei Silva. You gotta weather the storm and pick your shots and be smart and not get in a firefight with her. And basically, that's my plan there, and that's how I see it. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more precise, have some good footwork, able to get her a little bit frustrated and find my openings to get her the ground and do as I please, whether it be submission or ground and pound. But I'm definitely looking for the finish. I think I like I said, I feel really great. So I just got to be very wary of her hooks. She loves to throw hooks. And like I said, she's like a wrecking ball. As long as I stay away from that, then I'll be good.
Like I said, always trying to do my due diligence in social media, seeing what's going on. It looked like you were training with, I know Casey O'Neill's got her fight coming up against Antonina. Who else are you getting to work with over there at Extreme as far as some of the bodies in the gym?
Man, a ton of people. So we actually have a really solid team of girls right now. We have Miesha Tate, we have Cheyenne Baez, we have a lot of girls from Invicta, Maria Maho. We got people from One FC, Myra B. Nguyen is training out here. We got Tiani fighting LFA. So man, all the biggest organizations, we got, female fighters fighting there. So it's a good, solid team. And then on top of that, a lot of the guys there, a lot of the up and comers, we have Pooney, we have Kobe the Don, a lot of up and comers that are even just 125ers that are plenty and great bodies to work with. So feeling super grateful to be here and have a solid team of people.
What's it like getting a role with the former champion and Miesha Tate, who just has so much wisdom and has been in there with some of the best in the game? I know not your weight class, but still, that's a lot of wisdom to pass down, I'm sure.
Dude, it's amazing, honestly. I feel like I've always kind of been a little bit behind her as far as places she was training at. She was at Team Alpha Male for a while, and I even seen her at Tiger for a little bit, and then we somehow just both got to Vegas. She returned to Vegas to train at Extreme Couture, and working with Miesha has been great. I mean, obviously she's a veteran in the sport, somebody that I looked up to for a very long time, and now being able to train with her, it boosts my confidence too, because I get to train with former champions, and it shows me what kind of caliber I need to be.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
For this fight, we're gonna have Coach Casey Halstead from 10th Planet, and then James Gifford, my striking coach, amazing, also Miesha Tate's striking coach, and as well as Eddie Baracco from Extreme Couture. So solid people.
How's this fight playing out? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised. Otherwise, why call her out? Why take the fight? But how do you envision the fight playing out?
I mean, I feel like I'm going to outwork her. I think I'm going to be a lot faster. I'll be able to outclass her with my striking. I just got to weather the storm, but I feel like I'm able to pick my shots and find the right entries. And like I said, take her down, submit her or ground and pound. But I'm super confident. I really feel like how that's the fight's going to go.
Does an impressive win, especially a finish, does that get you the title shot? Because she just fought for a title. She's held in pretty high regard, right? She had one fight at Flyweight and then got a title shot herself. How do you feel like a win here would put you in that position?
Yeah, absolutely. With her being the former champion and being the #1 contender, everybody else in the top 5 has already fought Valentina, and of course Lauren's up next. So I think that, of course, that if I win, I'm definitely going to be up next for the title. But if it doesn't happen, like I said, we're going to keep it going. I want to get busy. I'm down to fight whenever in December, as soon as possible. I want to stay busy. But like I said, I really feel like the title shot's going to come after this. Hopefully Valentina comes out healthy after her next match, and we can set something up in a couple months.
And let's talk about that fight. Valentina, Lauren Murphy. How does that fight play out? Because Lauren's, one thing I'll give Lauren credit for, she's really tough to finish. And I know Valentina's done that before to other fighters that are pretty durable. But how do you look at that fight in terms of how it's going to play out?
I mean, if you see it on paper, obviously you can see, all right, Lauren's really tough. She's on a great winning streak. But how does she win her fights? She barely wins her fights. They're split decisions. When Valentina fights the people that Lauren Murphy barely finishes, barely wins by decision, Valentina murders them. So it's like, it's really hard to really see Lauren win this fight. You can't barely win a fight to beat the champion. To beat the champion, you have to beat them decisively or finish them. And I don't really see Lauren pulling it off. So that's why I definitely see Valentina getting the job, whether it's by finish or very decisively.
And got to ask you the question. Let's say you do win this fight. Valentina wins hers. You fight Valentina. Stylistically, how do you look at that fight?
I mean, I think it's going to be your style, your typical stylistic striker versus grappler match. Obviously, I got to be really careful with her striking. We know that she also has good ground game as well. I would say I feel like I have the best ground game in the division. And I really feel like that's going to give her the worst trouble there. I know Jennifer and Maya tried to hold her against the fence and stuff, but we couldn't really hold her down for too long, but she's probably the closest to doing it. So yeah, that's how I see the fight. I think I have a really good chance. I've leveled up a ton while being here in Las Vegas, and I'm extremely confident myself, facing Valentina in the future.
Did you guys ever train together in Thailand? I was trying to remember that.
No, I think we just kind of passed through when she just was there. I just got there, and vice versa. I definitely see her at the PI here. So for me, it helps out a lot. I'm not really allowing the social media machine to make her into this big monster, because I get to see her every single day. So at the PI, not every single day, but just as about, because she's obviously training here in Las Vegas. I run into her at the UFC PI. So like I said, I feel really good. I haven't trained with her, but I see her all the time.
Best part of living in Las Vegas besides the training? Because I know that's the obvious answer.
The food, man. There's a lot of great food out here. There's always people opening restaurants and stuff, and can't go wrong with the food. So I'm definitely happy I'm a flyweight in Las Vegas. And
last question. This has been in the news lately. What's your take on ring card girls? I know Khabib got in a bit of trouble because he said they're not needed. I know some fighters feel like they should be there. Some don't. What's your stance on ring card girls? Do you think we should keep them or get rid of them?
we should just keep them. You know, it's a part of the culture. You need something to like entertain the fans between the fights too, between the rounds. So, you know, most of our people who view the UFC, of course, our audience is getting way bigger because the UFC is getting huge, but most of it is men. You know, so I feel like that's something that they definitely get attracted to. So definitely more for the views. They're not doing anything too crazy. They're just going out there, you know, letting everybody know what run we're is about to start. So
There you go.
I'm good with it. I got no problem.
Thanks so much for doing this. People don't know right now, you are absolutely boiling right now in the car. It's like 100-degree weather in Las Vegas. So thanks so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Go get hydrated. Don't want you to get dehydrated before the fight. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I mean, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I do want to, you know, just pay my respect and, you know, to our late teammate Kyle Reyes. He was an amazing person. The world also lost another amazing person, Susie. She was one of the makeup artists, but even she was more than a makeup artist to a lot of us at the UFC. So we're all gonna miss her. We love you. We love the both of you guys, and so yeah.